Return on the mark. Back row ministry of the world from Mel. Coming at you again live and direct. Well, the rigging time is back amongst us. And we prepare for scripted and rigged NBA sports as the script begins to unveil itself. Early in the season, I was really convinced, and due to a lot of the scripted injuries, Kyrie Irving out, some other things taking place, I was really looking at them paving this easy road for LeBron to get to the NBA Finals, possibly to play the Houston Rockets, possibly. But some things have taken place during the script that at this point I'm looking another direction. And still that possibility of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the Eastern Conference. I do not have Cleveland, however, winning the NBA Finals. So I have the Houston Rockets winning the NBA Finals no matter what. That's just me. So I picked the Houston Rockets early on in the season to win. I think the script was written for Harden to win this year. He's done enough selling out and point shaving. He deserves it. In wrestling, after a guy's been beat down for year after year and finally wins the title, they say you deserve it. Well, he deserves the title. He's done enough point saving and selling out for the NBA and taking a dive where now it's his time to be the champion. So I got Harden winning his first title this year. I think it's kind of going to go down the line for some of those Oklahoma players. Harden and Chris Paul win a title this year, though. So I'd never had LeBron winning. But the 7 on LeBron is always been a concern. Remember that last year, LeBron made it to 7 consecutive finals. Remember that 7 in numerology is that number of completion. We talk about the number of completion, 7. Remember, the earth was created in 7 days. We get to this number of completion. So does that mean that a guy can't go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games times to the final? No, but it's never been consecutively. It's not been a consecutive thing with players. They went 12 times, but not consecutive. So the 7 times consecutively, to me, spelled the end for LeBron last year. And somewhere inside there's got to be a break and then a return. So is this the year where it's that break and then a return? Yes, I think that year, this is possibly that year. And I say this because of all the stuff that's been going on in Philadelphia. This is the year of Philadelphia. This is the year of Philadelphia. Just have Villanova win the national championship. Remember, we had that back and forth with, Loyola, kind of the signs for Villanova's easy victory there. Kind of off and on some picks inside of there, but Villanova stayed a solid pick the whole time. We had the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Patriots. Kind of changed my pick the day of with that, with some of the things that were going on. Some of the signs starting and beginning to point towards Philly. And here we are with the NBA championship coming. And now we're getting a lot of signs pointing towards Philly winning the Eastern Conference. Now, I said winning the Eastern Conference. I don't have Philly winning in the NBA Finals. Not yet. But I do have Philly winning the Eastern Conference, beating the Cleveland Cavaliers to pretty much begin their rise. Now, is Philly going to have this dominant time? No, there'll be a playoff team. Ben Simmons might get a title here and there. But I do have Philly getting out of the Eastern Conference this year, winning the Eastern Conference championship. So some people might say, well, Bilal, you crazy. LeBron, every year they scripted for him. Not this year. Remember, I said 7 is the number of completion. So we need a break somewhere inside of that before LeBron is able to return to the NBA Finals. And we're talking about next year with LeBron, consecutive titles back-to-back, if they're going to give him the record of Michael Jordan. Depends on how Jordan feels about this. So a lot of this really rests on Michael Jordan. Is he open to allowing LeBron to have 7 wins over his 6? Basically to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time, or is he not comfortable with that? Is he not ready to hand over the mantle to LeBron James? Remember now, the NBA and this specific player have to be on board with this crowning of the next great basketball player. Just doesn't kind of take off on his own. That doesn't happen. A lot of people, if you believe that happened, you're fooling yourself. No. That other player has to be on board with this. So we'll see LeBron's streak stop now. And then next year pick back up, possibly go to the Eastern Conference Finals again, if then. But it's going to stop now. Philadelphia wins the Eastern Conference Finals. A couple of things have taken place, and I'm going to tell you some things that have taken place. We had a story of Meek Mills and Robert Kraft, and Robert Kraft goes to meet Meek Mills in prison. Now, Meek Mills was kind of that person who popped up. Remember, Meek Mill goes to prison right around the time, right before the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. Meek Mills is a Philadelphia guy. Suddenly, from nowhere, we get a story about Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner, meeting with Meek Mill. Remember, Philly upsets the Boston Celtics. Not the Boston Celtics, but the New England Patriots. So the dominant team, of course, now is the Cleveland Cavaliers. And let's talk about Philly and Cleveland and why this is so significant. The day that Philadelphia beat Cleveland, there was a picture of number 18 and number 25. Of course, number 25 is Ben Simmons. 18, I'm not sure who 18 is. 18 and 25 are two numbers in gematria that sum up to and equal to impeachment or impeach. We're in this point in the Trump's presidency where Trump is about to possibly be impeached. Something's going to go down where he's going to get impeached. He's going to do something stupid, and that's going to be the end. But they made it clear to focus on number 18 and 25. Remember now, Philly is where the Democratic National Convention was held. So Philly represented the Democrats this year. Cleveland was where the Republican Convention was held. And Cleveland this year represented the Republicans. So what's more fitting than a Cleveland-Philadelphia? And I got to look and see how the tree ends up. See how the tree maps out. Is there any way possible where the tree kind of maps out where anywhere it goes, these two teams will collide? And I'm going to check that before I make my final, get my final pick on this. But if these two teams collide, I have Philly, the Democrats finally defeating the Republicans, or in a way we could say the Democrats strike back. The Democrats strike back, and they upset the Republicans. They upset the Republicans by impeaching their man, Donald Trump. Getting Donald Trump up out of there, removing Donald Trump and the numbers of impeachment. The Democrats strike back, which they will do in this election cycle. The Democrats will strike back, and they will pretty much lock up the House and finish locking up the Senate and making it pretty much a Democrat majority. Why? Because you need a Democrat majority if you're going to a world war. Remember now, the Democrats sell the idea of war better than anybody. People don't get on board with war with the Republicans, but everybody seems to be on war when the Democrats sell the BS to them. It always works that way. So let's watch this little thing. A lot of Philadelphia stuff in the news. Philadelphia's been on a win streak since the Eagles won, Villanova won. Philadelphia 76 on the 16-game winning streak. The next game they win is 17. And let's watch it roll on. Let's see if they get to 18 and 25. Let's see some hella numbers coming from Philly as they try to get to the conference finals, which, like I say, I have them getting to the conference finals, possibly winning the conference finals, beating the Cleveland Browns. And it's fitting. LeBron James is the man who brought you Ben Simmons. And in wrestling, they use the term "put a guy over." So John Cena will put, Roman Reigns over. He'll let Roman Reigns beat him to put him over. The fans will start liking him, stuff like that. So, of course, it's only fitting that LeBron James, like he did last year with Kevin Durant, his friend, he's the person to put Ben Simmons over and allow Ben Simmons to begin his so-called rise to dominance by beating LeBron James and getting to the conference, to the NBA Finals. They will not win the NBA Finals, however. They will meet the juggernaut known as the Houston Rockets, who will pretty much beat the brakes off of them if they get that far. But still keep the Cleveland Brown scenario. Cleveland, I'm talking about the Browns. Oh God, if they make it anywhere. But keep the Cleveland Cavaliers on paper. Like I say, if you do gamble on this stuff, and some people do, Cleveland, as far as winning the Eastern Conference, I rock with them, but I would not rock with them with winning the NBA Finals this year. Philadelphia, Eastern Conference Finals, you're going to win some money. You're going to win some money if you bet for them and they do hit the Eastern Conference Finals. Other than that, Toronto, I haven't seen any Canadian news. I'm still looking for Canadian news. Something that happened in Canada that kind of is that sign that Toronto might stand a chance this year. Toronto could go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Who knows? Who knows? I got to see how the bracket ends up. If the bracket ends up where Cleveland and Philly plays early, then Toronto will go to the Eastern Conference Finals. But as usual, they use the Canadians just as the stepping dog, somebody to beat on. Probably be a great series for the money. But other than that, they're not going to let the Toronto Raptors do anything yet. The Canadian basketball champion is not yet to come. So let's just keep an eye on Philly. Let's keep an eye on Cleveland. Everybody else who really cares, they're just making money in the playoffs. As far as the West, who really cares? Who really cares? Who really cares? San Antonio might get deep. San Antonio might get deep, but it really does not matter. If you want to bet on individual series, since you might be able to make you some money there. But all in all, put your money on Houston. Don't be a damn fool. Houston Rockets will be the NBA champions this year because that's the way the script has to go. That's the way it should go because Harden has done his selling out and he deserves to be the champion. I mean, he's done enough point shaving to get the championship this year. Mr. Mokhti, peace and hair grease.